Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, I Lied to My Fiancé and Ultimately Destroyed His Trust in Me. What do I do? Reddit. And guys, this story is about a gal. She's 24 years old. She's been with her fiancé now for 5 years. He's 28. And recently she was feeling depressed, and she decided to go on a dating app. She, I guess, registered on a dating app, started talking to some dude. They met in person, blah, blah, blah. And it sounded a lot to me like she was feeling him out, no pun intended, monkey branching to see what was out there. And obviously, you're going to see that she has a history of this crap. She has a history of cheating, a history of drama and turmoil in her family, and eventually her boyfriend, her fiancé, finds out. And now she's crying the blues, looking for a whole lot of pity, because guess what? He's not too happy about that, and pretty much it's over. Or at least it's darn close to being over. And how he's treating her badly and blah, blah, blah. That'll be a very good one to go over here, guys. Once again, reminding you, you never get involved with gals that have traumatic pasts. Because you're going to see here, she's going to talk about her family and issues with her dad and her mom and all that. If a girl comes from a family with a lot of drama and turmoil, guarantee that's what your relationship is going to be like overwhelmingly the majority of the time. Okay? And it ain't her fault for stuff that happened as a kid in her family. But still, it's going to impact her and impact you. 2, once a cheater, always a cheater. You don't take them back. And you're going to see that she has a history of this bullshit. And 3, of course, monkey branching. And 4, settling for the nice guy. Because you're going to see how she describes him and all that classic nice guy type. So it starts off saying, this one's a doozy, and I apologize. I am a 24-year-old girl with a 28-year-old male. We've been together just over 5 years, living together for the past 3.5 or so. I got engaged last October with no definite future plans. Generally speaking, things have been good. We don't fight about anything serious, minus, hey, you need to do the dishes this time, help me with the chores, don't buy a motorcycle, yada, yada, yada. Past couple weeks, I was feeling depressed, very depressed. I wasn't sure if my problem was within our relationship or if it was with me. I currently work full-time in a restaurant, go to school full-time, and have another part-time job on the side. So needless to say, I'm always very busy and stressed out a lot of the time. I just finished my schooling recently and have not entered the real world, and it sent my brain and emotions for a jolt. I've become very anxious and worried about my future, and I wasn't sure why I was so unhappy with my life. Okay, everybody can feel anxious about, entering the real world, if you will. But it's not an excuse for what she does. And remember, she comes from a family, as you're going to see, of drama and turmoil, so that's what she knows. And if she doesn't have turmoil and drama, she's going to create it. After a bad night, I joined an online dating website expecting nothing. Yeah, sure, really. I just wanted to find a friend and talk. I wasn't interested in starting a new relationship with anyone. I just started talking to another guy, and I felt like we hit it off pretty well, and we met in person. Okay, that's it. It's done. She's engaged to a good guy. And she goes on a dating app just to talk to somebody. You want to talk to somebody, talk to a friend. Or if you have trouble, talk to a therapist. Or talk to your fiance. Don't go on a dating app and then meet someone in person. What do you think he wants out of this? Do you really think he just wants to talk to you and be your friend? No, he wants to nail you. Come on here. And she knows this. From the get-go, I told him that I was with my fiancé and didn't want anything other than some advice and someone to talk to. And we kept things that way. Yeah, he's like, okay, no problem. We'll just see about that. I told him I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in my relationship because I wasn't really unhappy, that I didn't know what I wanted, and that I felt like maybe I should have some time on my own. I liked the guy, but I sort of jumped from relationship to relationship previously and wasn't looking to do that again. Well, that sounds like what she's doing. She's feeling out an option, testing the waters, if you will, to jump from relationship to relationship. This is what I told you. When you have girls that have a past like this, you shouldn't be involved with them. Since we've met, my fiancé and I have been in each other's worlds. We're best friends. We're attached at the hip. We do everything together. I wasn't sure if we needed a break or not, or if I wanted to pursue other people. I was curious to see if the grass was green on the other side, but I didn't want to destroy 5 years of a relationship for something unknown. So right there, she's admitting it. He's engaged to her, thinking he's got a good thing going, and she's looking to see the other options. Is the grass greener? I guess I was just kind of wishing for plan B if one or the other didn't work out, which was obviously very selfish of me and manipulative. Nah, not at all. Of course it's selfish. Remember, guys, I tell you all the time, women will oftentimes not break up with a guy just like that and be alone. They will find a backup plan or backup plans. Other guys to put away on layaway, so things don't work out with the guy they're currently with, or things are starting to go down south for whatever reason, they can jump onto the next guy. A little backstory about me. My parents are also very manipulative and effed me up very good throughout most of my childhood and teenage years. I never really learned how to like myself or form substantial relationships with people. I always lied about everything. All the time, I had some sort of traumatic experience happen when I was very young, and I felt betrayed by my parents because they didn't acknowledge that it even occurred after I told them. So, a whole childhood and family of this type of crap. Not relationship material. This is why you gotta dig and do some detective work on your girl and her family. All guys, at some point, either need to hire a private investigator to really dig into her life, or do the investigating themselves. After all, this is your life, guys, and how it's going to impact you. From then on, I was always trying to protect myself from getting hurt by pushing people away, hurting those who love me, and self-sabotaging any happiness. I've unfortunately come to realize all these problems much later after the fact. Okay, you can at least recognize this, so that's good. Then get some professional help so you're not screwing over good men that care about you. But no, these are your options to screw everything up and cause turmoil and drama. When my fiance and I first started dating, very early into our relationship, I left for university and went sort of crazy with this new freedom. I hooked up with a previous fling and didn't care about the consequences or how it would hurt my fiance and eventually myself. She's a cheater. I was just looking for trouble. We decided to work things out after the incident since we both felt like there was a really deep connection and something worth fighting for. Smack to the boyfriend. No. Now, he was young and didn't know any better, but still, you don't take back a cheater. Not the one that has a history of deliberately self-sabotaging and screwing things up because she thinks that's all I'm worth. Or I'm used to turmoil and drama, so if things are going good, I got to deliberately screw things up because that's just what I'm used to. Which again is why I tell you, don't get involved with gals that have screwed up families and turmoil and all that, because they're going to screw up your relationship most of the time. Overwhelmingly, the majority of the time. And by the way, I have experienced this and have dated gals like this in the past and learned the hard way. It's 5 years later and I feel like I did it again. The guy I met I barely knew and wasn't sure if it was worth pursuing or not. I truly felt like he and I clicked and that we liked each other, and that even after knowing him for a few weeks, that maybe he sort of cared about me. What he cared is about getting you butt naked. What he cared about was rolling in the hay. That's what he cared about. Don't kid yourself, honey. But right here, she's cheating. She may not be hooking up with this guy, or at least she's not mentioning this in her story here, but she's cheating. She says, if my fiance and I didn't work out, I wanted to see if this did. But I was probably just naive and stupid, and then assumed that maybe he was just looking to get laid and would do or say anything to a vulnerable girl. No, that's never happened in the history of courtship and relationships. A guy say and do whatever he has to say to get in a girl's pants. Never. Never, never, never. Come on here. And by the way, a vulnerable girl, honey, you're not that vulnerable. You know what you're doing. You are deliberately making choices to hurt your guy, to cheat on your fiance. So you're not that vulnerable. You put yourself in this situation. Again, I didn't know his honest intentions. I sort of wish I had, though. I guess it's hard for a liar to believe anything that anyone says. After talking with this guy, I came to clean with my fiance about it all, and of course the shit hit the fan. So I wonder if she really did out of guilt tell her fiance, or he found out and she's just not mentioning this. I told my fiance that we met, that nothing happened, that we just talked because I was unsure and unhappy but with myself, and I didn't know what to do. You're unhappy, you talk to me. or somebody else that cares. You don't cheat, and that's what she was doing. And he's obviously not dumb enough. He's smart enough to realize she's testing the waters. I got yelled at and belittled, and it really opened my eyes to the situation. My fiance has done nothing but care for me and support me, and I just took a huge crap on him. I treat him like he was worthless to me. He put a roof over my head, he's put up with my antics, and he's wanted nothing but the world for me. And I pissed on him. I lied and I was sneaky, and I didn't care about hurting him, and that makes me a worthless human being. Yeah, pretty much. And she knows it. At core, she absolutely knows what she's doing. Back to the whole vulnerable girl nonsense. This guy does not deserve this shit, but clearly he's the nice guy, and she knows it, and he's a provider because he's been, like I said, she's been the world to him. That's a bad place to be, and you all know why. And this is how he gets treated. I lied to the person who's put me above all else. Smack. You never do that, guys, otherwise you're going to be treated like crap. And realizing this has been a huge wake-up call. In his anger, he pulled all of my phone records after I told him I was deleting texts from the other guy. He's monitored my internet use and posted on my Facebook page that I'm a lying, cheating WHORE for everyone to see. Well, honestly, he should just kick her ass out. Been done with her. But I can't blame him for yelling at her. I can't blame him for even belittling her. I mean, she has it coming. She needs, honestly, on some level, she wants the turmoil because that's what she grew up and is used to. I wouldn't go so far as putting stuff on Facebook because that could cause some problems for him, but also in his anger, he threatened to ruin my life and other future relationships that I plan to have if this one doesn't work out. We work in the same office, and he said he would ruin me there and in my future internship. He said he'd come into my other job and harass me every day so that they would have to fire me. Well, that's going to get him fired and probably a restraining order and arrested because all she has to do is start crying. And the police and honestly a judge is going to side with her. He's paid the rent for the past 3 years since he makes more than I do, and we're both on the lease. He's threatened to sue me for 3 years worth of rent and said he'll make my life a living hell. These things petrified me. I don't know if he's serious or not. What he's definitely serious is he's seriously pissed off, seriously hurt, seriously betrayed, and he seriously has a good reason for all those things. But of course he's paying all the rent and all those things. She's got herself a great deal. I assumed he was going to pack my crap then and there, but he didn't have the heart. He was afraid that if I wasn't here that night, he was going to do something reckless and physically harm this other guy. I stayed that night to make sure no one got hurt. I don't know if staying is the best option right now. He's calmed down, but who knows what he'll do. I can understand that his whole world has come crashing down, and he has no place and no one to turn to. Yeah, you understand that, and yet you did what you did, and you don't give a shit. This guy doesn't deserve this, and you fucking know it. Go be with some guy that's going to give you all the drama you want, some scumbag and lowlife. And again, this goes back to, the gals with the damaged past and effed up families and gals that think they're not worth anything. I'm telling you, these types, good, nice guys always white knight for these girls. And it only blows up in their face because these gals think they're garbage and not worth anything. And when a guy treats them like a human being, they think this guy's crazy because I'm garbage. Therefore, I need to be an a-hole to him because what's wrong with him? How could he like me? How could he see anything good in me? And I need to create a lot of turmoil and drama because that's all that I'm used to. And then she'll break up with the guy, cheat on him usually, and go out with some low-life scumbag who will treat her the way she thinks she deserves to be treated or who she really is, whether that perception is accurate or not. And round you go. It says here, I realize I have messed up something I may never find again, and that I've hurt the person that is and should be the most important to me. I can't fathom how badly I've hurt him, and I feel like crap. Well, you should feel like crap. To make matters worse, my coworkers and neighbors have tried to get themselves involved. I wanted a fresh start to come clean and be open and honest for once, but no matter what I say, there's no validity. There's no truth. How can he trust me after I've betrayed him? We both love each other and want to fix this relationship, repair it, and mend it, but is it gone too far? You already betrayed him in the past, as you admitted when you were 19 in college and cheated and didn't care. And I want to hear you were 19 because you were still legal adult. And something tells me that wasn't the only time that she was engaging in spicy activities behind his back. I have a very hard time believing that, including lying, manipulating, gaslighting, all sorts of nice little qualities that people like her typically have. Since I've broken his trust, he's angry and upset, he hasn't eaten or slept for the past 3 days. I wanted to stay at my parents' house, but I'm afraid of what he might do. The previous 3 nights, he's done nothing but drink and gone into a mania. And you're loving all the drama and turmoil, and don't try to convince me or anybody else on Reddit otherwise. He called the guy I met and threatened him on the phone. He keeps telling me that he's going to find him and do something drastic. I can't blame him for that, but that would be very stupid. Throw away his life over this. Now that guy obviously knew that this girl had a boyfriend, didn't care. I don't want anyone to get hurt. The person that I would normally run to for help and advice is the one that I'm scared for. But why don't you run to him advice when you were depressed and uncertain about the future? No, you went on a dating app and found some guys to potentially as a replacement. He's hurt and angry and has said the same thing, that I'm the one he wants to go to, but that I'm the one who did him wrong. He has come home from work today because he couldn't function. I've broken him. I'm not the same person to him anymore since I lied. Well, no, actually, this is who you are. The person that he thought you were is not who you are. This shit is the real you, honey. What do I do? Leave him alone? I love him, and in hindsight realize what I've done to hurt and wrong him. He's a good man, and a too forgiving one at that. Ding, ding, ding. And should have kicked me to the curb when I confessed everything. I decided to see a counselor to try and fix my own problems. I want to understand why I self-sabotage, lie, and hurt the people I love and care about. Was this for my cry for help? I don't know. Well, you know what? Good for you. At least you're going to see a therapist. The best thing you can do is leave this guy the hell alone. He feels that he can never trust me again, and it tears me up inside. Seeing him hurt like this and knowing I'm the one who caused it. Boo-hoo, honey. I want to see a couples counselor and try to resolve this issue, but it's gone too far. I didn't sleep with anyone, but I did see another guy behind his back, which is probably just as bad in this case. You were looking for other options. End of story. And I'm still not quite believing her story here because, as she admits, that she's a liar. The way the relationship sounds is very abusive and controlling, and that he and I should probably split. I just don't know. It's hard when you love someone and they've been your entire world, and then one day they're gone. I don't know how I could handle losing my best friend, roommate, and partner all at once. Boo freaking who. You brought this all on yourself. You knew what you were doing. You were not vulnerable. You have a history of this bullshit. Nobody feels bad for you. Fuck off. I'd be ultimately alone, and that scares the shit out of me. See, these girls can't be alone, so they gotta line somebody up as a replacement. Like I said, this whole situation is so immensely complicated that I have mixed emotions about everything. It's not that complicated. You're the one, you say, people always say it's complicated. It's not that complicated. You're pretty easy to see through. The fact that he's threatened to ruin my life scares me the most, but it may just be an empty threat with his anger towards me. Right now he's calmed down, we're civil, but we're both really upset. No one's eating or sleeping, and I've been crying my eyes out for the past 3 days. It's been hard to function, really. I want to plan to see a counselor to mend myself in this relationship. I just don't know what the right thing is to do. Any advice? Here's the advice. Leave this guy alone. Pack your shit and get out of there. You want to help this guy? You really love and care about him? Walk away. End it. Pack your shit and go. Say, I'm sorry, I was terrible. But, you know, whatever you gotta say, and get away from this guy. Let him heal and start over. But you're a train wreck. And I guarantee you guys, she will do it again. I don't know if he'll take her back and give her another chance. If he's a nice guy, even though he's upset and saying a lot of things, he probably will. And I guarantee you down the road, when she's feeling depressed and uncertain and unsure and bored and needing drama, bullshit will happen again. Even if maybe she'll do the counseling and all that, and I'll help her. That'd be really nice. But still, this guy deserves way better, and certainly not you. So end this thing and move on. And definitely get some professional help and go from there. And I really hope this guy walks away and moves on. But you never know. So guys, as you can see in the story, a lot of lessons here. Don't get involved with the girl with the traumatic past, the family background, all that. It's going to become your relationship guaranteed, or overwhelmingly guaranteed. 2, the monkey branching. She has to go find some other guy to potentially jump to end this one, and to testing the waters. A girl, any integrity, would just break up with a guy and be alone for a while and work on her shit. as well as many other things. Once a cheater, always a cheater, and all that. So guys, definitely one to remember for you relationship types. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a good story, definitely email to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Keep them coming. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.